So guys, I've only ever bass fished in Indiana and Eastern Kentucky. I'm gonna ask you, what's your personal best largemouth bass catch? Mine is... So this is what's great about owning your own land with your own pond, your own outdoors area. So just got home from work and I've got lots of stuff to be working on. But before I get to work on anything, take a little break. I'm gonna go check my traps, and then I'm gonna make a few casts in the pond and see if we can't catch our first fish of the year. So the traps were all empty, so let's just see if we can't catch a fish. I think I will use the Lew's Mach 1 spinning combo that I've got, and I want to tie on something that's going to be a reaction bait because the pond water is pretty dirty. Of course, we got 3 inches of rain last night. The pond is completely full, running out the overflow, which is typical for this time of year. Conditions would be really tough to catch fish, but I figure if I'm gonna have a chance, I better use a reaction bait. So let me dig through here. So when I need a reaction bait, then I'm limited on time to get a bite. The chatterbait is my go-to. So you guys tell me what you would use in these conditions. I mean, we're talking really early February. The water temperatures are going to be freezing cold, and we just had 3 inches of rain last night. As much as I love fishing, I will not tell you I've got this figured out. I'm relatively certain I won't get a bite, but I want to try. And I also want to learn. So you guys jump in there and give me tips. What kind of baits would you use in this situation? Before I cast, I want to go check a couple things out here. Slosh around in this mud, but man, here's what blows my mind, honestly. Even though I say the water clarity's bad, really, it's perfect for a pond like this. Even after 3 inches of rain, I've got good visibility. I mean, 18 to 20 inches, if not 2 foot of visibility. I'm kind of shocked, actually. All right, now let's grab our rod and make a few casts. Now, if you're new to the channel, this is Peaks Peak. My name's Lucas, and we share our hobbies here on 38 acres in Eastern Kentucky. If you're not familiar with Peaks Peak, we have a main channel, Peaks Peak Hobby Homestead, where we do tractor and farm and homestead, sawmill content, all of that. And then we have Peaks Peak Outdoors, where we just get out and enjoy our land and do the things that we like to do outside. We have a website, peaks-peak.com or peakspeakhobbyhomestead.com, where you can pick up merch like our hats and our shirts that say get outside and enjoy God's creation, because it's beautiful out here. Let's catch fish. I didn't bring any other baits down here with me because I try to only give myself about 20 or 30 minutes to fish. All right, I'm starting to think the chatterbait was a dumb choice because the water's so cold. I'll tell you what, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna go get a weightless Senko and throw it out there and see how we can do with that. Now, I'll tell you, a weightless wacky Senko is the hardest thing for me to fish because I'm not patient and I hate to wait for them to fall. I like to do faster moving fishing, but when it's this cold, I think my only chance is to do something really slow that's going to get down deep. That's why I'm trying this. Now, I've never caught bass this way in the pond here, but I also normally am not up here fishing when the water's quite this cold. But the temperature out here today is 60 degrees. It's 57 degrees by my watch. So come on, there's got to be a hungry fish down there somewhere. And the water coming into the pond now is flowing through grass. You know, it's not just flowing through mud like it was when we first dug the pond. So that's helping to filter the runoff before it gets here. And I almost think our water clarity might be a little too good. I think the sign of a healthy pond is about 18 inches of visibility. And for us to have that with this runoff, I know one thing, catch fish or not, it's beautiful out here. All right, well, I'm running out of time because I've got to get on some other projects, but I'm gonna try one more spot. Walk over here across the dam just because. I don't know, boys. If the fish were biting, I'd probably just take the rest of the day off here and fish. All right, guys, listen, last cast. We're gonna throw it out to the deepest part, give it like a minute to get to the bottom, and then slowly bring her back across the bottom. And that'll be our last ditch effort. Should be about right on the deepest spot right there. All right. That'll have to do it. You don't even have to catch any fish, guys. To just be able to walk out on your own land, ride a side-by-side around a little bit, check things out, see a little nature. Make a few casts knowing that sometimes you can catch some fish. It's just absolutely unbeatable. We are about to head off into a bunch more days of rain and colder weather. So I couldn't miss this opportunity. I had to spend at least a few minutes out here just kind of getting my relaxation and recharge. Now our last trap is actually over here pretty close to the pond. So I'm gonna grab some more food to put on it. But we get raccoons over here a lot because they want to raid the catfish feeder. And so I want to try to get rid of them. But so far, all we've had any luck catching is possums. This trap was set off last time and nothing in it. And this time, all the food's gone, but they didn't set it off. So we'll try again. Put a little dog food in there. A bit on the ground there. And then I have one more thing I like to do when I come up here. We have our little firing range over here. And the last time we came up here, Caden and I had some expired fire extinguishers that we used for target practice. I'll share that with you. And today I've got a 3-inch steel target that I'm going to shoot with my Canik TP9. It's a great little gun. I like this because it's just a great value. I think I loaded up 5 rounds before I headed up here to try it out. But yeah, the TP9 is a great little pistol. Let's just give her a go, see what we got. Nailed it. Uh-oh, missed. Got it. Uh-oh, missed. Got it. Three out of 5 on a 3-inch. I've done better. But guys, man, that's what it's all about. It's a blast. I love it. Can't beat the outdoors. Now we actually have a really cool project coming with our shooting brass and scraps that are left over from our sawmill. We're going to make something for you guys that we're going to make available on the website. So stay tuned. That's going to be pretty cool. So guys, here's the thing. When it comes to outdoors and sporting videos, you know, used to on Saturday mornings, I would watch some hunting or fishing shows, and it was all success, you know? It was like, I don't know, it felt like, you know, the hunts are staged because every single time they go out and with a little bit of adversity, they'd end up killing a trophy. When they go out fishing and they catch a trophy bass, and maybe I'm just not very good, but that's not how it usually is. And so today's one of those days. We didn't catch any trophy bass, anything like that. But it's not always about that trophy. It's about the life. And man, catch one or not, this is the life. I hope you don't get tired of hearing me gush about how much I love the outdoors and getting to live this life that we live, because it's just what it's all about. It's what it's all about. So even though I've got work to do and had a full day at work, and I got to go back to work tomorrow, still get to enjoy my evening around the farm, and that's a blessing. So I'll grab my rod, put it away for today, and the next beautiful sunny day we get, I'll be right back out here trying it again. So guys, I've only ever bass fished in Indiana and Eastern Kentucky. I'm gonna ask you, what's your personal best largemouth bass catch? Mine is 5.85 pounds. I caught one that was 5 pounds even, and that was what got me into bass fishing to begin with. I loved it. And then Cameron and I fished for years, taking bass boats to the local lakes, Yatesville, Grayson, Greenbow, and the best bass that I caught was 5.85 pounds on Grayson Lake. That was a day I'll never forget, because the week before, Cameron had hooked into a nice bass and got it all the way to the edge of the boat and broke it off. And we got back there the next week, and I was throwing the same color worm as what he had gotten bit on the week before, and I hooked into his bass. At least he says it was his bass. And I caught it. And to this day, he's not beat me. So, what's your personal best? I know that's not a monster, but that's a pretty big bass for around here. And, you know, it's a great story for me anyway. I'm going to set the feeder off here. And, one, see if we get any fish to come up. And two, just test it out. I filled it up the other day, but I didn't run a test. So. And that's why I do it, because this thing doesn't always feed itself like it should. So the solar charger we put on this is working great, keeps the battery charged up. It's always ran anytime I test it. But what happens a lot of times is, for whatever reason, that feed doesn't funnel down into this very well. So it's just not the greatest design. What are you guys using to feed your fish? And before you go saying one of those big square box feeders that's like a couple grand, I can't afford that. So, but those are sweet. I've seen them on Bama Bass's channel and some others that are out there. I mean, it's a great product, but we're not on that level. We sure hope you enjoyed spending the evening with us on Peek's Peak. Until next time, get outside and enjoy God's creation because it's beautiful out here. Y'all have a good day.